Hello everyone, and welcome to another beer review. Now yes, like I've told you in the last video, in Lithuania just now in Vilnius, and I thought, well, I've seen some local beers that look kind of interesting, so I thought, give them a go, see what they are like. I found this wonderful local one, and it's a beer that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I couldn't really find it, especially in the UK, it being a UK beer. And you're going to say to me when I'm in it, I show you this, no, it's not a UK beer. And I can say, yes it is. Murphy's. And you're probably saying, awaiting. That is not a British beer, that's an Irish Stout. Well, if you read right at the very back there, right, have a look, you can zoom in, pause it, whatever. This was actually brewed by Heineken. Brewed and canned by Heineken in Edinburgh, under the supervision of the Murphy Brewery Ireland, and it will actually say, actually right at the bottom of it, product of the UK. So this is a Scottish brewed Irish Stout from the UK, being bought and reviewed in Lithuania. And if just by saying that doesn't tell you what's wrong with the beer industry, then you're missing a trick. Because seriously, none of that sounds normal, does it? None of that sounds how it should be. But there you go, that's how it is. It's madness. So it's 4%, 500ml. I think it was €2.69 for a can. Go figure. I'm like, I bought this from the fridge or just off the shelf unchilled, which that's what I did, so I could then chill it the way I wanted to. So let's try an Irish Stout brewed under supervision in Edinburgh that is now a product of the UK and bought and enjoyed, well, hopefully enjoyed, in Lithuania. God, they've really screwed up this bloody beer industry. They really have. It's fucking madness. Absolute bloody madness. Anyway, let's crack it open. It is widget. So it is. So let's pour it. Now, Murphy's used to be really popular. Now, here's the thing. I can't get this in the UK. So, they're actually brewing this in Edinburgh, canning it in Edinburgh, branding it as a product of the UK, and I can't even buy it in the UK. But I can buy it in Lithuania. God. It just doesn't make sense, does it? It really doesn't make sense. As you can see, you're just letting it settle just a... There's a madness out there that I don't understand. I really don't. It's just crazy. So I can buy For's Irish Stout. I can buy Brewdog's Blackheart Scottish Stout. I can buy Guinness, that's brewed from Ireland. And I can't buy the Murphy's Irish Stout, because it does say Irish Stout, doesn't it? Yeah, so it actually says Irish Stout on it. But it's brewed in Edinburgh and it's product of the UK. So even then when you're buying it over here, you might say, oh, Irish Stout, that'll be nice. Product of the UK. Wait a minute, Ireland's not the UK. Wait a minute, Edinburgh's not in Scotland. So what's Irish about it? Oh, it's Irish because it's under Irish supervision. Because an Irishman said, I said, no, that's not right. Nope. It's all just bullshit and bollocks, it really is. It's madness, absolute madness. Anyway, this is settled. Well enough, nice creamy head because it's a nitro pour. It's kind of blackish because it's supposed to be a stout. Smell of, yeah, kind of slightly kind of molasses, kind of slightly licorice kind of smells. That's it. There you go now. If I remember rightly, I don't know, but if I remember rightly, because I used to drink Murphy's many, many moons ago, because I preferred it. I couldn't get hold of Beamish very often. If I had the choice of Beamish, I would take Beamish out of all these kind of stouts, because it has more flavour, more depth of flavour. But I used to rate them as Beamish had more flavour, more smokiness to it. Murphy's, again, was kind of slightly down, with less flavour, but still a bit of smokiness to it. And then you had Guinness below that really didn't have any flavour and had no smokiness to it. So Beamish was always quite a bit away with the kind of intensity of flavour. It had a lot more flavour to it, but Beamish is quite hard to get. Funnily enough, I used to drink a lot of Beamish when I used to be in France. So we used to pop in France. Also in Belgium, that was another one, which was always strange. I could always buy Beamish at the supermarket, and I used to stay there. So that was always strange. I used to spend quite a lot of time in Belgium, and strange. I could get Beamish there, but I couldn't get it in the UK. But I could get Murphy's and Guinness in the UK, but I'd rather drink the Murphy's if I was going to drink that type of beer, because it had more flavour than the Guinness, but just not the same level of smokiness and kind of richer kind of stout tones as the Beamish. So there you go. But yes, out of the two, I used to always go for Murphy's. That was always my kind of better choice. Maybe a little bit sweeter, but a little bit more smokiness at the back end and that type of stuff used to be quite nice. So, let's see if this Edinburgh UK version still has that. It's still got that little bit of sweetness there. A little bit of smokiness at the back end, a little bit. Seems lighter than what it used to be. Unfortunately, I don't have anything from that time. I mean, this is basically in the 90s. But yes, I used to drink more of this stuff. There's a bit of smokiness there, but it still feels lighter in flavour than what it used to be. Yeah, it does actually feel a bit lighter in flavour. So there used to be a bit more to it than that. Such is life, isn't it? But yeah, it's that kind of nitro kind of texture, there's a kind of slightly creaminess, kind of really soft mouthfeel. There's no real resistance or hardship there. There's no real bitterness there. That's another thing, you're not really getting much bitterness, you're getting that little kind of smokiness at the back end, but no real kind of bitterness. A bit of sweetness at the front end that kind of slightly dissipates but moves into the kind of mid-tongue. And yeah, it's okay, but I've got to say it's kind of lacking. It still tastes a wee bit more to it than Guinness, but that would be difficult. Glass of water has kind of a bit more flavour to it than bloody Guinness. Seriously, that's how I would put it. I mean, the biggest challenge to Guinness is a glass of water. I mean, if you'd make it sparkling kind of water, if it was a glass of water was sparkling, carbonated, then that's it. Guinness is completely lost. There's no chance I can compete with that for flavour. Seriously, Guinness loses another head-to-head with a bottle of Perrier. Fuck's sake. But yeah, it's just meh. But I think most of these beers now are just meh. You know, they're just, that's it. Is that the best you can offer? Is that all you've got? That's what it feels like. No texture, no flavour. That's a problem. I mean, it's okay, it's fine, but I did a beer before this, which is a kind of more of a local beer. You know, I'm not really sure. I'll check up when I do my research whether it was actually brewed in Lithuania or Estonia, but it seems to be the two languages that the can's in is in Lithuanian or Estonian, not in Russian and not in English. But it was just a malty rich beer, an amber ale. bags more flavour than this. Absolutely bags more flavour than this. And it's got nothing to do with the alcohol level and things like that. It's just nice, malty, rich beer with bags of flavour. This is just, it's like, there's nothing there to kind of give any kind of resistance at all, It's more texture than flavour, just the same as all these other ones. And you're like, seriously. And this was another one that was a safety net. You'd be travelling about the UK and you'd maybe pop into a pub and you think, what have they got? God, they've just got shitty lagers and, oh God, there's IPAs here. Oh God, what? Well, they've got Murphy's. Oh, well, I'll just have a pint of Murphy's. And that's what it was. It was one of these kind of safety nets where... And I'd went to watch because, again, Guinness at one point was a safety net as well. So you pop into some pubs and you think, all right, what have I got choice-wise? I can have that or I can have that and that, And sometimes, of course, you go in and you think, right, I've got Murphy's. That's fine. I'd rather have the Murphy's than the Guinness. So I've kind of won a slight watch there. Or you go in sometimes like, oh God, there's nothing here I actually want. Oh shit, I've got Guinness. That's my fallback. And even then, sometimes you think, well, I just don't want a Guinness. Sometimes I just even want a Murphy's because you just don't want that type of beer, It's kind of, you've had a hard day, you're kind of, you're kind of sweaty, you kind of sticky, you just want something cool and refreshing. You just don't want a gassy lager though. And you're looking about and there's nothing really on offer. And you think, bugger it. I'm going to have an orange juice. Because that's your only real option, because I don't want basically texture in my glass. I just don't want basically overcarbonated shitty lagers, and I've got nothing else to drink. And that's when it used to kind of highlight to me when I was travelling about the country how bad the beer scene was becoming, especially in these kind of pubs that are kind of in the areas where there's hotels. So all they have is these kind of generic lagers, these kind of non-offensive kind of things that people drink by the gallon if they don't really like beer. They just used to drive at the ball. So these were the kind of fallback ones, which was fine in the kind of autumn and winter, but I'm sorry, but springtime and summer, I'm not drinking this. I'm not drinking textured fucking beer. Yeah, I'm getting more acclimatised to it. That kind of slightly smokiness is just kind of dying down now, so it's like a kind of a shadow where it was at the start. There wasn't really much at the start, but it's just got less as you got acclimatised. There's no resistance at all. There's no real bitterness at the back end or anything like that. It's a non-event, really. But there's a surprise, from basically me buying a beer in Lithuania that's a product of the UK, brewed in Edinburgh, under supervision of the Irish. Seriously. Right, break down the flavours and get this killed off. Right. Slightly light molasses tones, bit of sweetness, not really much grain, but yeah, very light kind of molasses tones, and with that kind of sweetness, the sweetness is a slightly bit more than the molasses tones, so that sweetness has kind of killed it off, really. I mean, there's no real resistance. You're getting kind of accents, or kind of slightly kind of molasses accents rather than proper flavour, and that's in the front of the mouth. You can guess what's going to happen when we get to the mid-tongue. Absolutely fuck all. Absolutely nothing. The flavours slightly kind of die down, the sweetness slides down, but everything else kind of died down with it, and you just get this non-event texture session, because that's all it is. Most about the mid-tongue is just the texture of the beer rather than the actual flavour, because it doesn't really have much. Well done Edinburgh, well done Heineken, marvellous. You can see why you're in this business, because you just, what you've done for the beer industry could never be described in a few words. No, it'd be a complete fucking rant, you know what I mean? Seriously, you Heineken and Carlsberg and all these other shitty bloody beer companies, these conglomerates, you've absolutely torn the arse out of the beer industry in countless many countries. I mean, Jesus, you're even basically selling your shit in Lithuania. What the fuck have they done to you? You know, pricks. But yeah, so when you're in the mid-tongue, you just kind of enjoying the texture because there's no real flavour. Then it moves on to the kind of back end, and initially you get a little bit of smokiness in the aftertaste as all the flavours kind of dissipate. Just as they start to dissipate, especially the sweetness, you start to kind of get a little bit of slight smokiness there, which was its saving grace. But now I'm basically this far down the glass, it's really kind of faded away to kind of almost nothing now. You're really not picking it up very much. It's like sporadic little light kind of accents now. And of course, this is just halfway down the first can. If I had another can, guarantee I probably wouldn't taste any real smokiness at all in the second can. So it's just, you know, once your mouth is acclimatised, the flavour's kind of lost. And you're thinking, see, what the hell, you know? I just don't know what to make of these beers anymore. I really honestly don't. Why did they exist? I mean, is Ireland proud of beers like this? Or are they embarrassed? Or do they not just give a shit? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, there's these type of beers mean as much as, you know, kissing of the Blarney store, and it's all just bloody tourism and bollocks. Is that what it is? Is that maybe? I don't know. But if I was Irish, I certainly wouldn't be proud of this shit. And they've got bloody Irish Stout in the can, and I wouldn't be proud of Guinness, let's be totally honest, because it's piss. And Fords, well, let's be totally honest, I mean, it's probably got the most flavour out of the ones available in the UK, like Ford Stout, Black Heart Stout, this, well, you can't even get this, and Guinness. Out of the three, the kind of trifecta, Ford's had the most flavour, and let's be totally honest, there still wasn't much. You know, when you're thinking, Christ. And from an Irish point of view, the first thing I'd be asking is, problems with these beers is, what happens if people are asking if that's all we've got? Well, the answer is yes. If you want something, well, you might as well go to the whiskey, because you're not going to get much more in the beer. So what's the point of them? Seriously, they don't even really taste like stouts. They don't have actually enough stout flavours to actually call them stouts. And now they're being brewed in bloody Edinburgh and with product of the UK. They're not even bloody Irish. So what the hell? So it's not a stout. It's not Irish. There we go. It's a UK produced texture in a can. So what would I give this out of 10? Can you guess what it could be? Answer is not much. Yeah, it's just crap. Let's be totally honest, it's fucking piss. Right out of 10. And this is what I'm thinking, what's actually going through my head right now as I'm gauging what to give out of 10. Would I choose this over the likes of Carling and Foster's and Stella Artois and all these other macro lager pish waters available that you go to all these fucking pubs and think, what have you got? Oh, beer Moretti or Peroni, and you're sitting there thinking, geez, I'd rather drink my own fucking piss. More flavour and less carbonation, so it's a far better mouthfeel. You just give them a sample, you chill that for us and give us a shout when it's ready, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there thinking, would I want this over any of them? And the answer is no. No. The situation is, I wouldn't want any of them. So if I was into the pub there and had all these kind of macro lager pish waters, and then had this on tap, I would be going down the orange juice route, or maybe just a glass of water, or maybe a cup of tea or something like that. That's what I'd be thinking of. I would think, nah, seriously, shove up your arse. Another Irish Stout with no flavour and just texture. So on that basis, what can I give it? Well, out of the macro lagers, the best I've ever given any of them is a 4. So I'll say the same. 4 out of 10. That's as best as I can give it. Would I recommend it? Nope. It would basically be the same with all the rest of them. There's better beers out there, go and drink them, avoid them. If you know the other option of this beer or macro lagers, then start looking at the non-alcoholic options like coffee, tea, maybe a hot chocolate. A lot of the kind of other different coffees, lattes, cappuccinos. There's still water, sparkling water. There's always a kind of brick orange juice out the glass bottles with a couple of ice cubes in it and a £1/2 glass. Far more flavour than this shit. So there you go. 4 out of 10. Definitely could. I mean, I'm being generous at 4 out of 10 earlier on, but at the end of the day, I'm just classing it the same as the macro piss water. So yeah, then they're roughly about 3 to 4 out of 10. Just no. So I can't recommend it. It's a load of rubbish. I'm just so sorry they actually sell this in Lithuania. I'm not sorry to the Irish, because at the end of the day, well, they keep drinking and promoting this piss because it's like a bloody tourist thing for them. Let's be totally honest. You know, oh, it's wonderful Guinness. Oh, we all drink that. Aye, piss off. You chose Guinness over dual poured Irish porter, so you deserve everything you get. So you do. And right now, all you've got is a range of piss waters. That's all you've got. There you go. Your Irish stouts, they're all fucking piss waters. Beamish, well, I haven't tasted Beamish for years. Can't seem to get it anyway, so if it does exist, I'm sure it's probably going the same as everything else. Well, it wasn't really that great to start with, but it was the better one out of the lot. So yeah, 4 out of 10, 500ml can, €2.69. Don't bother. There's far better beers over here to enjoy. But at least you can get it over here, because you can't get it in the UK, even though it's brewed in the UK. Madness. Thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.